All right, BarNaturalPrez. Talk to the people, man. Let them know what's getting ready to go down.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? We back with the Prez and good money. And today we're gonna talk about abs. Do you need to train abs directly to get a six-pack? And I'm gonna say this straight up, the answer is no. Listen, me personally, I rarely ever directly train my abs. I eat good, but even when I'm eating bad, even when my body fat percentage is a little high, you can still see a little bit of ab definition showing through my muscles, showing over through my body fat. Why is that? Listen, when they say abs are built in the kitchen, that's a true statement. The only reason why we don't have abs showing is because we have body fat covering them. You could build your abs up so thick over time and keep training them. What you can do is train your abs more and more to make them thicker and bigger, to make them bulge a little more, but all that's gonna do is just give you a bigger muscle. You do not have to train them directly to have them show. Like I said, my abs are relatively small. I don't have bulging abs like that. You see people that have ab muscles that bulge out of their body, they may train abs directly. But again, it's not the training that's making the abs bulge out, it's the low body fat. So having a higher percentage body fat and having some definition, that just shows that you have some muscular definition of the muscle in the abs itself. So when it comes down to getting abs, all it comes down to is losing body fat. So you could literally never have trained abs a day in your life and be lean. You can see some skinny people that walk around with their shirt off, just naturally genetically gifted kids that don't work out, that just skin and bones, and you'll see the definition of a six-pack on their body. Why is that? Because they have no body fat covering the abdominal muscles. Remember, your body is made of a bunch of muscles. You have over 100 muscles in your body total. So the abs you have the obliques, you have multiple muscle groups just in this area alone. It's the structure of your body. So if you were to strip all of your skin off, if you had no skin showing, what would you see? You would see the definition of your abdominal muscles. You would see what your torso looks like without skin on it. All you're doing when you build up your ab muscles and get down to a low body fat is now allowing them to pop out. So what it comes down to is being in a low body fat, and the only way that comes down to is having a proper diet. Now again, I said some people are genetically gifted that just naturally have low body fat in general. They're born with it. They don't have to do much. Those are people that know they're hard gainers. They're very easy to put on muscle mass. Those are the people that you see bodybuilding shows. Genetically gifted people, easy to put on muscle, easy to maintain leanness, very hard for them to put on body fat. Most people, on the other hand, are the opposite. Most people put on body fat very easily, me, myself. So right now, I'm probably chilling at around maybe 12% body fat, and you can still see abs on me. I probably look very lean to you guys, but all it is that, yes, I train, like listen, I've been training for 10 years, so for me to tell you I don't train my abs is a lie. But do I train them directly? Do I have an ab day? No, absolutely no, never. The only time I'll come in and do an ab day is when I literally can't do anything else. If my body is shot, beat, and I'm just so bored in my crib that I want to go to the park and do something, I may come and do some leg raises on the bar, but it's never like I'm gonna tell you this, I've never ever sat around and did crunches. I don't ever do crunches. I don't do stuff like that. It's all direct work that's related to the training that I do also. So if I'm gonna do ab work, when I train calisthenics, right, and I train a mix of calisthenics and weightlifting, if I'm training abs, I'm doing movements that are gonna also benefit that. So holds, L-sit holds, hanging knee raises, all movements that are incorporated in my training in general. So again, all it comes down to is having that low body fat percentage. You don't have to train abs directly for them to show. One movement that you guys could do, one of the best moves that I found to thicken the torso, to make the ab. So look, it comes down to having hard, strong torso. As long as it's hard and strong, and if you have that high body fat percentage, you can still have abs showing. And one movement that you could do to train them directly to have that work, you won't have to do no crunches, no leg lifts, no actual ab work in general. Hold the plank. Holding the plank is going to cause your body to be totally tense. Your abs have to be engaged the whole time, because if they're not engaged, then you're going to be sunken down. Your ass is going to be sunken down, or your butt's going to be up, and you're not going to be in perfect form. Holding a perfect plank form, whether on your forearms or in a locked out push-up position, is going to force the core itself to be engaged. So remember, don't think of the abs as just the front of your body. The abs are involved your whole core, and your core is your front, your obliques, your lower back. That's the entire core. Your abdominal muscles wrap around the entire core. So remember, guys, you don't have to train them directly. And if you, especially people who are into calisthenics and all these body weight training, and people who lift and do compound exercises, let's say you're a gym head and you do standing military presses, or you do deadlifts, or you're squatting, all these movements are involving stabilization, and stabilization is coming from the core. And if your core is engaged and stabilizing, it is going to be active. So that is not direct ab work, but it's still engaging the abs. So the reason why you see abs on me and you see abs on all these calisthenic athletes, and I will probably say to you, I would say maybe 75% of them probably don't do direct ab work. It comes with the way we train, we have a high calorie burn, our body fat is usually low, and number two, most of us eat pretty good. We all eat pretty healthy diets. We all take care of our body. It's a lifestyle. There's no point of being into the fitness and being into health and fitness if you only want to be into one aspect of it. You can't just be into fitness and not care about your health. And caring about your health comes into treating your body right. And if you're treating your body right, then you're going to be eating the foods that support your body, whether you're a vegan, whether you eat meat, whatever is beneficial for you, whatever is sustainable and healthy for you, that's what's going to be the most benefit to you. And that's what you guys are going to have to learn. You could eat too much broccoli. You could get fat off eating broccoli if you're a vegan. You could get fat off eating bread if you're a vegan, or if you're a carnivore. Carnivores, again, people that eat meat, we eat broccoli too. I could eat too much meat and get fat. I could eat too much fat from a steak and get fat off it. But what it is, it comes down to understanding how many calories that your body's taking in and maintaining that balance. You don't want to be taking in more calories than your body's burning, because that's when you're going to start showing the body fat. And if you guys have that higher body fat level, you will never have abs showing if you don't have a base. And again, the reason why you see abs on me when I'm thick, or other athletes when they're a little thicker, is because they have a solid core. Their core is strong. And again, I would say 90% of them don't even train abs directly. Direct ab work is, all it is going to do is build muscles in the abs, this part of your body. Again, remember, the abs is the whole core. The whole core is involved in that look. So training deadlifts, doing pull-ups. If you're not doing pull-ups with your legs together, then you're probably not using your core. But if you're doing pull-ups with perfect form, if your dips are strict, if you're doing L-sit holds, push-ups with perfect form, no matter what, your core is going to be engaged. And if you're doing it time after time again, exercise after exercise, that engagement is going to build up time under tension. Your core is always going to be engaged. That's a staple. Listen, if you guys are into exercise, you guys should know, especially if you're doing standing movements in the gym, military presses, squatting, deadlifting, exercises like that, all that, you have to be stable in the core. Listen, people that use those ab belts, those weight belts, they're limiting their core activation. That's taking away from the stability of their body. If you could train without it, it's more beneficial. It's going to strengthen everything. It's going to teach your body to be able to support an external load. Listen, all your energy and all your core is being forced from here. So just training those movements, those staple movements, pull-ups again, dips, push-ups, all that is going to involve core activation. L-sits. So again, planks. If you guys are trying to just get a stronger ab midsection, you want thicker abs in general, practice planks. Besides being the benefit of training your core, they're going to work on posture. They're going to train the entire upper body, because planks cause full body tension. Same thing like doing a deadlift. You come up with a deadlift, you lifting that bar up right here. You're now lifting whatever you decide to deadlift. So you're deadlifting 225. You're now holding 225 with full body tension. Your glutes are engaged. Your core is engaged. Your quads are flexed. Everything is engaged. If you're not engaged, what's going to happen when you deadlift? You're going to come up. You're going to come back. The weight's not going to be. You're not going to control the weight. It's all core engagement. It's not direct ab training, but what's it doing? Yeah, it's training your core. And what's that doing? It's building up those muscles. It's thickening them up. It's making them more strong. And a stronger muscle is a bigger muscle. So if you have a bigger muscle in general, yes, it's going to show. So the lower the body fat, yeah, it's going to show even more. But if you got that strong base, that strong thick core, just from doing regular standard training, body weight training, military presses, those compound movements, you're going to build a solid foundation. And the thicker and the more body fat you put on, you'll be able to still show that core as long as you're still training it in the right way. So again, it is not necessary to directly train abs. You won't see, very rarely you'll see me doing direct ab work. You'll rarely see me sitting here doing leg raises on a dip bar or even hanging leg raises. That's only going to come on days when I'm really beat and I'm shot and I said I'm just going to take a break and I'll just work some abs for the day. But again, my abs get trained every day during training, whether I'm doing pull-ups, dips, push-ups, squats, no matter what. Every movement is going to engage the core, especially if you're doing calisthenics and you're focusing on form.
Yeah, and with that said, I had asked Elvis to do a abs video. He's like, nah, I don't,
Yeah,
do
I don't do abs
you,
like that. I mean, what you want me to do? I'm gonna show you me holding L-sits. I'm gonna do dragon flags, and you guys ain't gonna be able to do dragon flags. You know why I can do dragon flags? Because I built up this strong core over time. Again, You guys want to see crunches? Go look at a crunch video from Lucille Roberts or something. That's going to be an ad video you guys can watch. Just train your body, train full body. Learn to control the movements. Learn to be aware of your body in space. Handstands. Understanding your body in space and being able to control it. Listen, if you have control of your body, the control of your body comes from your core. Think about people coming down in a handstand. Let me give a demonstration real quick. Let me get off the rubber. Think about somebody coming down in a handstand right now. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Me coming down and controlling that crunch, that's because I'm aware of my body. My core is able to control my body in space. I don't train abs to do that. You do that over time, you get good at that, it's gonna get guaranteed that you got abs showing. Your core is gonna get strong. Do those pull-up holds, do weighted pull-up holds, deadlift, standing military press, again, squatting. Any of these compound movements, and again, compound movements don't always have to be a gym movement. Remember, pull-ups, compound movement, dip, compound movement. So they can be all translated to body weight or gym. Doesn't matter what your style of training is, just focus on those compound lifts and keeping your core stable, and you're gonna build a really, really nice core midsection. Don't forget, guys, your core and your abs are not just the front. It makes up your entire midsection, your front, your obliques, your lower back. That's your entire core, and that's what you want to work on. You don't want to have a strong front and a weak back. That's what's going to lead to imbalances. That's what's going to lead to injuries. So don't think about just training crunches. If you only train crunches, you're setting yourself up for low back injuries, because you're going to have a really weak low back, and you're going to start getting tight hip flexors and all that. So be conscious about your training. Train smarter and not harder. There's no need to do hundreds and hundreds of reps of abs. And let me say this one more time. You cannot directly train a body part to lose fat. So if you think you got some body fat covering your abs and you think you got to just do ab work to make them pop, no. What's the problem is you got too much body fat covering them. You're not going to build thicker abs to cover up the fat that you already have. You got to lose the fat first, and that's when it comes out. That's when the abs pop out. And as you start getting, and then once you're lean, and then you start building up and you start gaining a little more fat over a bulking period, your abs will start to show more and more, because again, you'll be training them throughout the whole time. But you cannot have body fat covering your abs right now and expect to start training abs and have them show. It'll never happen. You'll work yourself more and more and more, and nothing will happen. You just work yourself into exhaustion and never see results. So
they call that spot reduction.
Spot reduction is BS. Yeah. You cannot spot reduce. Let me tell you this. Listen, from all my experience in training, I've been a personal trainer since 2013, so 7 years now, certified. Went to college before that. I've been training people for years now. You'll never find a study that shows you can spot reduce. And if you do, it's a false study, misleading study, produced by a company that's trying to sell you a product. And from all my years of experience, you're gonna see weight loss happen like this. And this is how it's gonna gain. You're gonna notice you're gonna lose it in your face first, then you're gonna start losing it in your lower body, and it's gonna warp. And where's the last place that you're gonna lose the body fat? 95% of the time on most people is gonna be in midsection. Why? Because body fat is gonna be like this. It's never spot reduction. Body fat comes throughout the whole body at a time. So your body is losing fat over time. And it just so happens this is where our fat cells are stored. So that's why I'm gonna say, through my opinion, through years, this is the last place that everybody tends to lose. It's the hardest place to lose fat. You'll always notice your upper abs coming in, then the mid, then the last place that you're gonna find them is the lower abs. Hardest place to get to, and it all comes down to being strict on diet. You want to see that ab definition, you want to get really lean, you cannot outwork a bad diet. You cannot train your abs and expect them to pop, because no matter what, you're going to keep eating bad and the fat's going to stay over the abs.
What about the different body types? What they call it?
Yeah, so I told you, there are people that are genetically gifted. Those are the ectomorphs. Those are the people. So you got ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph, right? Mesomorph, all right, so I'm not too keen on this, but I know about it, so I'm not going to give too much information. So endomorph, think of a bigger, large person. Mesomorph, think of middle, average, and ectomorph, think of a real tall, lanky person. 3 body types, right? They say that everybody's a little bit of everything. So they say everybody has a little bit of ectomorph in them, everybody has a little bit of endomorph in them, everybody has a little bit of mesomorph in them. It's just the majority of that, what you are, is what makes up your body type. So for instance, you see a tall, lanky person on the street. Let's say he's 85% ectomorph, he might be 10% mesomorph and 5% endomorph. That's 5% of the endomorph, which is like the heavier set people. So on his end of the scale, those ectomorphs, Those are the people that are usually the genetically gifted ones. Hard for them to put on body fat, easy for them to put on muscle, harder for them to gain weight, easier for them to lose weight. Endomorphs on the other end of the spectrum. So you got ectomorph on one end, you got endomorph on the other end. Ecto, think about tall, skinny. Endo, think about enormous. Endo, round. Ecto, skinny, and endo, round. So those are the two spectrums, and you would think mesomorph is right in the middle. Meso, middle. So just think of those are 3 body types. If you're genetically gifted and you have very high ectomorph, mesomorph genes, and they say mesomorph is like they say mesomorph body types are the most easy ones to build muscle. They have the best chance to be the best physiques. So say you have that good mesomorph, ectomorph genes where you just build muscle and don't build fat. Those people are going to be genetically gifted. Those are the people you're going to see when they're young teenagers, before they even lifted weight. They're going to take their shirts off. They're going to have the definition before they even lifted weight. They're going to have some chest muscle showing. Their abs are going to be there. Most people in the world, most of the population, we're not that fortunate. You look at me when I was 14, 15, I didn't have none of that. I actually tried gaining. I think I wanted to be as big as I could be. I think I wanted to be like 190 at that point. That was probably the heaviest I ever was at 160. I just ate. And I was never genetically gifted. Trust me, I was never ever the lean kid. So just to let you guys know like that. So it just all comes down to diet, treating your body right, and doing the right proper training. You don't got to do endless hours of abs. You ain't gonna spot reduce. Don't wear those sweat wraps. Those people that wear all those things, they think, oh, I'm sweating more over here. I'm sweating around my abs. You're just sweating, bro. Sweating is just coming over your body. Yeah, you got more sweat there because you got more clothing on there. You ain't losing more body fat there. It's water. You're gonna go home and replenish. You're gonna drink that water again, and you're gonna gain all that weight back. Go sit in a sauna. I'm gonna tell you this. You want to see your body lose weight, and then you want to see your body gain weight? Go sit in a sauna. Weigh yourself before you go in a sauna. Sit in a sauna for 15 minutes. Come out the sauna, you're gonna lose, let's say, 5 to 10 pounds, right? Go home, eat dinner, go whatever you're gonna do. Go weigh yourself the next morning. You're gonna be 10 pounds heavier again. It's just water. It's gonna come back. It's just sweat. It's coming right back on your body. So don't be fooled by the gimmicks and the tricks, guys. You are not gonna burn. You're not gonna outwork a bad diet. You're not gonna do endless abs and endless ab exercises and magically have abs. If you're genetically gifted, like I said, if you're naturally lean and you don't want to work out, if you naturally have low body fat and you don't want to exercise or lift weights, you doing some crunches, you're gonna show abs. You already have the muscles there. You already have the definition there. It's there. The only thing that was covering is your skin. So if you're lean enough, your abs are gonna be showing regardless. So if you want to make thicker abs, go ahead and train them. But you do not have to train them directly for them to pop out. And yo, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like always, comment, subscribe to Good Money. Come to my page, like, comment, subscribe. You already know. Peace out. BarNaturals.
Thanks a lot. Links to his YouTube page and Instagram will be in the description box, man. Subscribe to him, and we're looking out, Prez.
All right.